In my role, I manage hundreds of landings and takeoffs daily. However, for a long time, I was not able to control my own emotions. While attending a preparatory course for my job, I met a man, and during this time, there were moments when he criticized the universal church and so on. And it happened that we both passed the course and started our jobs together. It was an internship, so we were only allowed to leave the premises on weekends. My communion with God was confined to church, so I could only attend the meetings on Sundays. The work from Monday to Friday was very grueling, filled with training and physical exercises, and I also had to study. As a result, there were times when I couldn't even go to church on Sunday. During that time, I distanced myself from the church and God, which turned out to be the most difficult period of my life. In that relationship, some betrayals caused deep traumas within me, and I found myself comparing myself to the people with whom I was betrayed. So, I tried to fill that void inside with parties, with alcohol, and friendships. But when I went home, that was not enough to fulfill me. The emptiness, the hole, was still there. It was a case where this sadness occurred when I was at home, alone. Because when I was out, I wanted to joke, laugh, and pretend that I wasn't being affected by the situation. I even felt disgusted with myself because of the things I was doing. Tired of suffering, I then decided to come back to the Universal Church. I said, "My God, I know that my life is already destroyed, and I know that it was me who abandoned you, who turned my back to you. But if you give me one more chance, I want it." So I started walking, attending the meetings. One day, I attended a self-help meeting for women. During this meeting, they discussed the day of judgment, and that God would turn to many people and say, "I never knew you. Depart from me." Although they might engage in many activities, they would not be recognized as a true child of God, and as they tend to focus on doing instead of simply being. For me, that felt like a shout from within, as I recognized it as my situation at the time. I distanced myself precisely because I was in that situation, lacking a solid and firm foundation. But in that period when I returned, I was committing the same mistake. The same mistake of being there, listening, seeking God only inside the church, wanting to do things, to practice, to be active, but I did not truly belong to God. So, I went before the altar and I made a sincere prayer to God. It was not a beautiful prayer. I said to God, "My God, I am here before you, and I said that I wanted to surrender my life, that you were the first in my life, and that I loved you above all. But that is not true. I do not love you above all. You are not the first in my life. I still have feelings for that person who hurt me so much. And if he came in front of me now, I would leave you again. This is my real condition. But I no longer want this. I want to learn to love you above all. I want to learn how to put you as first in my life. I want to do it differently. I want to be different." I remember that it was April, on a Sunday, when my life changed. The Holy Spirit descended upon me, where I could hear God talking to me, calling me his daughter. Everything changed that day. Everything changed. The emptiness was gone. There was no longer pain inside me. The sadness ended. The joy and the peace I felt were incomparable. I'd never felt such things in my life. All that suffering, that pain was gone. As I had the desire to die, I now wanted to live. And I wanted to live to tell all that God had done for me. From that moment, I was assured that I could even lose everything. But I could not lose the Holy Spirit. He sustains me, even in the challenging moments. As we have those, and difficulty happens, I can breathe calmly and have peace regardless of how complex the situation might be. I know that God will do the best for my life. When I gave up that relationship, the feeling was one of loss. But when I received the Holy Spirit, I could see that it was not, because I gained something much bigger, much better. I received true love. I have self-worth today. I am valued. I recognize that. And I do not need to compare myself to anyone, because I know that in the eyes of God, I am unique. I, who suffered with problems in my love life, today, God has blessed me. Through the app, I Want to Know You, I met a person who has the Holy Spirit, who, like me, is a happy person. God has blessed us step by step, and I am sure He has the best for us. As it is written in 2 Timothy, no one engaged in warfare entangles himself with the affairs of this life. Today, I have a clear understanding of this verse, because as a military person, when I am on duty, I have to be 100%. I cannot be involved or distracted with anything else. And today, as a soldier of Christ, I have my life 100% there to please God. It does not matter what my will is. It does not matter what is before my eyes. I will be there 100% to please and to do the will of God.